Hey everyone, Darby here, founder of GenAIUniversity.com, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a few tools that I use almost every day now to take the ideas that are in my head and either research them, refine them, or get them out and present them in such a way, whether it's a presentation or whether it's a website, or I'm just doing deeper research on a topic specifically. A few key AI tools that I found incredibly helpful and useful in my own day-to-day, and I know a number of other members inside of our community and our subscribers on YouTube are more than likely already familiar with some of these tools that I'm going to be mentioning to you and sharing with you throughout this video. But I think it's important, before we dive into any specific tools and any specific workflows or demonstrations, to understand why we're doing this in the first place, and to preface the entire video with the why, starting with what we value, who we are, and what the mission is here at GenAI University, what my mission is here to help you through this content, and how I hope that by applying the philosophies that I'll be sharing with you before we get into the tools and the demonstrations, is how it all ties together. I mean, it may resonate with you, it may not, but if it does resonate with you, I would love to see you subscribe to our channel and share it with anybody that you think would resonate as well with the content that we are creating here at GenAI University, to stay updates with more videos, more drops, and of course more live events that we'll be hosting, which in part this video is sponsored by our partner Gamma. Gamma is going to be one of the tools I demonstrate later in this video, and is also one of our platinum sponsors at the Scale with AI Summit, with our upcoming event starting in March of 2025, and a second summit is already scheduled for some dates to be announced in September of 2025. This is our flagship summit, our virtual event that we bring together leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, all making waves in the AI space, tools we're building, clients we're serving, and how we're building solutions to help people with solving their problems and move the needle forward in their business. And Gamma is a sponsor that I am proud to say that I use them, again, almost every day, and it helps me with getting my ideas in my head into something tangible, a presentation, a website, and so many other ways that you can utilize this platform, a new medium for presenting ideas in a way that you can get them out of your head and into the world and take action on those ideas. Gamma, being an official sponsor of the Scale with AI Summit, has provided us with a special code to get you 1 month free on their pro level subscription tier, which unlocks everything you would need to get started and use Gamma in the professional sense in your content creation and in your idea development process. Check out Gamma at gamma.app and use the code AI Summit to get 1 month free on a Gamma Pro subscription. All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. First thing I want to talk about when it relates to what we're building here at GenAI University and how we're supporting our community in the education and the implementation of these tools, it all stems from the vision that I have and that we are pursuing here at GenAIU, and that we want to take more dreams and turn them into a greater impact in the real world. These big ideas that we've got in our head often are kept there by resistance, by roadblocks, by things that are limiting us from executing or getting that idea out of our head, whether it's on paper with a book, on video with a course or a podcast, or something else. Dreams into reality is something that I have had on my mind for years now, in terms of what I see myself adding value to those that I can serve and support the most, is in the implementation of the big idea and turning it into something that you can take action on. So that dream to reality gap is really where myself, my partners, my clients, and our community stand at the forefront of AI innovation and human integration. And what I mean by that is the speed of change continues to pick up its pace. And AI is not going anywhere. There's a lot of unknowns. With that, there's a lot of positive that can be done when utilizing this technology in the right way. There's also a lot of negative things that can be done when using this technology in a nefarious way or a deceptive way, as you may have seen with the emergence of AI clones, deep fakes, and just pure deceptive practices by those that are using it for that nature. Not good, obviously. And that's something that I want to avoid with bringing that type of content into the conversation, strictly focused on the fear-based clickbait intent of it. You can find plenty of that at plenty of the major news sources and media outlets and content creators or influencers out there, whatever you want to call them. And there's a lot of hype in this space as well, which I think I would know. I've been in this space since 2021, very beginnings of 2021 when we got started with what was then called Conversion AI, then Jarvis, then Jasper, and of course the founding of GenAI University. I'm first to say I've definitely hyped up tools before that have maybe not lived up to the hype. I've hyped up tools before and promoted tools that have absolutely lived up to the hype and have made a huge impact on people. And from my experiences in observing the emergence of tools, some that are still here over the years, some that have flopped and are no longer in existence, there's a lot of great players in this game with a lot of integrity. There's also a lot who are just looking to make a quick buck. So being discerning and being understanding of all the information in the space that we are inundated with these days, so much more important now to focus on what's going to move the needle in your business and what is within your control. And when it comes to the things that I believe are in our control and what we are using as our driving values here as our focus at GenAI University and helping you with taking your ideas and turning them into action and impact, comes down to 5 core values that I will share with you. Then I'll talk a little bit about each one of the 5 before we get in, because these are the values that are driving me. These are the values that are driving me and that of our clients and our community, and who I choose to work with are people that align with these values. If you don't align with any of these, fine. If these turn you off to listening and learning and being a part of our community, it's probably for the better. But if you do align for these, then I wanted to share these with you so you can get a better idea about where I'm coming from in the content and the people that we're looking to build and inside of our integration network and who we work with most. First of the 5 values, bold creativity. Second, empathetic integrity. The third, adaptive autonomy. The fourth, innovative problem solving. And the fifth, the growth-oriented mindset. Now, I got to these 5 core values after spending a lot of time working through the EOS vision framework, the Entrepreneurial Operating System, which you can find in the book Traction by Gino Wickman. And there's a number of resources available online that you can tap into to learn more about this operating system. This is one of the first things that you need to get on paper when building out your own game plan, following the EOS, the whole framework that is taught through the book Traction. And this is what I sat with for quite some time and have modified slightly over the past year when initially starting the process of integrating EOS as our operating system for how we operate GenAI University, how I operate my life. And I want to kind of break each one of these down to give you a better idea about where I'm coming from with each of these values and how it's going to influence the content that you'll continue to see and learn from here on our channels. So the first of the values, the bold creativity. This is where I believe that if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an innovator, if you are a creator, if you have these ideas in your head, it's our responsibility to get out and be bold with those ideas and to make bold actions and integrating the bold statements, the bold ideas with our own creativity, we have a lot of room to shine. And being bold in the act of your own creativeness is not only going to help align myself with how I'm creating content, how I'm assessing content to create, how I'm identifying people I want to even interview or bring into our community or our mastermind. But it's designed to push boundaries by blending what's going on in the world of AI and the innovations that we see on one end, but where's the human ingenuity in this process? And combining what we are as creative beings with leveraging this technology, if we can have a little bit of creativity and be bold in our actions, we can truly create transformative solutions with this technology. And that's not even taking into account other people into the equation. And so you get multiple people that are bold, that are creative, put those two together with AI and technology, be a lot of great positive impact that can come from that. And so you'll see this through some of the partnerships that we develop, through the sponsors that come with us onto our podcast, onto our channel, onto our summits, through like frameworks that you can implement, as you can see in our Buyer's Brief book, and through products that I create like SideHustle, the party game for entrepreneurs, how to use these products, these tools, these frameworks to take massive action, but be bold and confident and creative in that action. So that's the first of our values, the bold creativity. The second is empathetic integrity. This means to lead with purpose, to ensure that all solutions that we're creating here are designed to uplift people and that are going to align with long-term impact. I've mentioned earlier before, and I'm sure you've seen it in the space, a lack of integrity, isn't something that is new in the world. There's plenty of people that have integrity. There's plenty of people that don't have integrity. I want to work more with people that do have great integrity and are stand-up people who are empathetic in their integrity and are not always so self-serving, but they are understanding at their core what's the perspective of the people that you are working with, that I am working with. What is the lens that we are looking at solving a problem through that puts you in the other person's shoes, and acting out of integrity with that level of empathy. You compare those two together is a powerful lens, at least that I've found, for building sustainable systems, ethical AI integration, and developing partnerships that are truly rooted in these shared values. If someone that I'm working with I feel is out of integrity or is not aligned with being empathetic and supportive of the people that they're working with, I can know pretty quickly that it's probably not going to be a great fit to continue that type of partnership. And so the empathetic integrity is a big value of mine. And moving on to the third of our 5 core values, adaptive autonomy. What I mean by this is I do best when I am autonomously working, when I know what needs to be done, and I have the freedom and flexibility to get the job done without any sort of sense of micromanagement or otherwise. The partners and the teammates that I work with, I need to know are autonomous, that they have that ability to drive themselves, but also that I know that I can empower others to thrive themselves independently, all while navigating the rapidly changing landscapes, especially in the world of AI. So that's where the adaptiveness comes into place. As well, it's important to be autonomous and to get stuff done on your own. It's also important to be adaptable and understand that with the speed of change, it's important to adapt to that speed of change as well. And being able to adapt and be able to stay autonomous while you adapt is critical. And it's why there's constant iteration and develop on the tools and the processes and the types of content that we're creating here to stay adaptive, but also to empower those in our community and our clients to implement this and to see the results of that implementation faster. So this looks like us developing the scalable tools and processes like you've seen with Market Sauce and like a number of our recipes and prompt stacks over the years. But the more we integrate this with Market Sauce and empower, whether you're a solopreneur, whether you're a business with a large team, to tap into our resources so that you can utilize them on your own and take the trainings and the content that we've been creating over the years and create even more meaningful action steps forward to getting those results in your business. Now, the fourth of the core values here is innovative problem solving. That means turning the challenges into opportunities with things that are actionable. So one of the books that I have read multiple times over the years and had a profound effect on me, the first time I read it was a book by Ryan Holiday, The Obstacle is the Way. And the core of that book is just about my takeaways anyways from that book. It was all about seeing the obstacle in front of you, not as a roadblock that's going to hinder you from getting to your goal, but understanding that that obstacle, through that obstacle, is the way forward. And so you may have heard the saying, the only way forward is forward. If the obstacle is the way, how do we navigate and, adapt to, surpass that obstacle and not shy away from challenges, but meet them head on and be innovative in solving problems. And so we want to be able to turn the challenges that arise to us on a day-to-day basis into opportunities and to take action on those. And so, again, with the use of AI, and one of the tools that I'll be demonstrating here in line with Gamma in this video is how to utilize tools to adapt and adjust how you're even approaching solving a problem, even if you have no real concept or idea of what this problem is. How did it come about? Who's having this problem? We can use AI to get this research done for us extremely fast. And with this insight, we can look at it from an empathetic perspective, a different lens, and be innovative in how we approach solving that problem by working in tandem with these AI operations, in tandem with these AI systems. And the fifth of the core values that we try to embody here and work to embody here at GenAI University and myself is a growth-oriented mindset. It's a growth-oriented mindset. In a nutshell, this means the embracing of continuous learning, adaptability, and progress, always moving forward, getting better every day. And we're doing that by building an ecosystem, a community, a mastermind, and an integration network on top of all of our channels like YouTube, email, like our podcast, to amplify what's working in the world, who are community members that are doing great things. And as the saying goes, the rising tide lifts all ships. We want to constantly be growing and have that growth-oriented mindset embodying us to not only project that mindset, but in the daily actions that we do and how we're approaching problems and solving those problems, to always be looking for ways to learn, always be working for ways to grow, and to connect and collaborate with others, whether it's AI systems or real life human people. How can we work together to collectively help each other grow and adapt and evolve with the ever-changing landscape of AI and technology together at GenAI University? Those are the core values that we embody and we work to embody every day here through the content, through the partnerships, and through the programs that we create. When I felt that was necessary to share here, especially early on as we're officially launching our GenAI University podcast, so you can get a better idea about what's going on in my mind and in the minds of those that we're working with at our community in embodying these values to ultimately support the community. And as the tide rises, so do all the ships. And with that, I want to share a few of the tools that I mentioned, Gamma being one of them, but a few others that you can use right now to help with solving problems, to being creative, to working autonomously, to always be learning, but always be adapting and innovating on the problems that we are solving here in the world of AI as entrepreneurs, as founders, as leaders in the space. It's our responsibility to move the needle forward and take those decisive actions to turn our dreams into reality. And so the tools I'm going to demonstrate now are ones I use every day. And I'm going to show a very simple way that you can approach and work through these tools to, let's just say, as an end result of this demonstration, it'll be quick, it'll be straight to the point, and you'll see how fast you can get an idea out there, even one that you may not know even existed before starting this research. So the tools I'm going to be showing and sharing with you are 1, Gamma, which I've already mentioned, but 2, Perplexity. Perplexity is an incredibly powerful tool, an AI search engine that is truly changing the game in the world of search and how we search for solutions to our problems. There's a lot of changes in the landscape as it relates to AI and search engine optimization and different things that you can do to show up. How is AI finding your business? We're not going to get into all of that stuff right here on this video, but I'm going to show with you, if you haven't been using Perplexity already, I would highly recommend you check it out and explore how it can help you with solving the problems and getting an idea out there in tandem with something like. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, we're going to start with Perplexity, and the demonstration I'm going to share with you today is taking an idea for, let's just say I have a product. All right, we're here in Perplexity right now, and the demonstration I'm going to walk you through today is how to use Perplexity to research problems that a specific segment of a market is having related to an existing product or service, and then how to take that research and formulate it into a pitch deck that would effectively help educate and then sell the idea of that product or service to that specific segment of the market. The product that I'm going to be using today is SideHustle, the party game for entrepreneurs. You can play the game online for free at playsidehustle.com. I am one of the co-founders of the game and one of the original creators, and that game can be applied in a fun, creative environment for pitching ideas, getting your creative juices flowing. So many different applications for it. You could use it in the classroom. You could use it at a startup incubator. You could use it as an icebreaker event. You can use it as just a fun, friendly party game at game night. You can use it as a centerpiece for networking events at small business events to help people with kind of opening up conversation, get the creative juices flowing. And I'm sure there's a ton more use cases that I'm missing here. That's not the important thing right now. What the important thing is how to utilize Perplexity, which I'm going to be using the pro version of Perplexity, but you can get started and have more than enough resources with their free version. I'm going to show you how you can start to walk through and conversationally prompt Perplexity to research an existing product, identify problems that a segment of the market that we're going to be going after here is experiencing right now, and then coming up with some content that will then take and turn into a presentation with Gamma. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is ask Perplexity to, as you can see, other people are asking questions here. I'm going to say, I need you to research the game, play SideHustle.com, and identify some of the key target markets they serve with the game. So, simple question, asking it to do something right now, but my goal would be, let's just say, get this game in front of more of these types of people. And so we can see the answer right here. They research the game, entrepreneurs and business-minded individuals. It's a party game, aspiring entrepreneurs, small business owners, startup founders, business students. And then it's going to go into a little bit more of the segments: young adults and professionals, social gamers, educational market, tech-savvy users, just to get things started. And following our market sauce methodology, this is just the very tip of the iceberg. There's so many ways that we could explore and slice and dice each one of these segments of the market. I'm going to pick one to go at for the purpose of this demonstration. And so I'm going to choose the educational market. The game's focus on entrepreneurship suggests potential appeal in educational settings. You see the business schools and entrepreneurship program, professional development workshops, team building exercises, and corporate events. I would add on here, just from my own experience and people that do play the game for free online and in person, educators, high schools, colleges would also fit into this program for whether teaching entrepreneurship or as a game that will help build soft skills, communication, presenting, that sort of thing. It's a really powerful use case in the educational market as a whole. And so I'm going to go a little bit further here. I'm going to say, okay, great. Let's focus on the educational market and entrepreneur programs in high school and college classrooms. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper here. So I'm giving it my prompt, and you can see Perplexity is researching and it is finding the sources, which I love, and that I can go and do additional research to validate, to back up, or just give me more insights about where this information is coming from. So we have, based on the results, game-based learning from entrepreneurial education. And so we see video games, startup wars, there's other programs that are out here, curriculum integration, focus on real world application. This is talking about a business plan, student side hustle, high school schools and programs, educational programs, courses, game development, learning activities. See, I like these two, like the developmentation of entrepreneurial mindset in the classroom. So I'm going to tell it that. I like the development of entrepreneurial mindset. Can you come up with a framework how we would present and pitch this idea to decision makers at education institution to use this game in their programs? And so you can go much, much, much deeper here, right? But very quickly, in just a matter of a few minutes, we're hyper segmenting how we can create a pitch deck to this specific market versus a more broad general approach, which if we started with just everybody here, it would be a lot of different directions and very general, which is fine in some cases. But in this case, it's giving me a framework. And with AI and any framework that you already know works well, you may want to feed that into a system like Perplexity to tell it, hey, I want you to follow this structure. Now give me an output. In this case, it's giving me a pitch framework. So problem statement, innovative solution, tangible benefit, case study is evidence, how to implement, presentation tips. That's great. So now I'm going to say, okay, great. Now write that outline for me based on the market research you found for this segment of the market, and identify the problem, then present SideHustle as the solution. And maybe we're going a little bit over the 5-minute goal here to just get this research out. We'll see. This will probably be one of the last prompts I have to ask to get this content. Many students know lack of real world application, underdeveloped entrepreneurial mindset, insufficient resources, the solution. Okay, I actually like this. Provide hands-on experiences in identifying opportunities, real world application. Cool. So now that I've got this information in this context, reach out to us at, let's just say, team@playsidehustle.com, or no, let's just do this. Play for free online at playsidehustle.com. So now I've got an outline, problem, solution, and then we have the call to action. So now I've got all the information that I would need. How do I get this into a presentation that I can deliver to somebody? Let's say if I had one in 30 minutes, I had to put this together. How would I do that? Well, that's where Gamma comes in. So now I'm going to take the content that I've created here inside of Perplexity, and I'm going to transition over into a new tab and begin creating a presentation from this idea to this target market with Gamma. All right, now you can see we're inside of Gamma. I'm in a folder with some projects that I've made for the Side Hustle game. And I'm going to start by clicking Create New. Now that I'm here, I can use Gamma to create with AI. And you have a few options for getting started. You have pasting in your text. You've got generating with a one-line prompt, which you could start with that at a very basic level. Start here. You could import files from a URL. And so while we have 3 options right here, I like to start with the paste in text once I already have an outline, because I know the direction I am going with that. So I'm going to select pasting in text. And now I'm simply going to copy and paste over the content that I want to inform Gamma and the AI that's powering the development of their tools, so it's on the right direction. So I'm going to jump into my Perplexity one more time. The problem, gaps in entrepreneur education. Copy that, provide the context here in Gamma. I'm also going to copy the last one, call to action right here, and we'll paste that in. So I have 2 options now. I have presentation, or 3 options. I have a presentation, I've got web page, and I've got document. I'm going to go presentation for this by clicking presentation and continue. And the next step here in Gamma is to begin generating. So you can edit, you can have free form, card by card, and you can choose whether or not you want to condense, generate, or preserve. If you preserve, it's going to keep information that we've generated pretty much the same. If you condense it, it's going to boil it down. And if we generate, that is going to identify, one, the context that we've provided it, and then it's going to write it for what it's identified as educators, policymakers, entrepreneurship, program developers. Let me see this. I'm just going to say educators and entrepreneurship program developers, persuasive problem focus. That's fine. I'm just going to have it generate and keep it a medium amount of text. I provided all the context here. I'm going to say, let's make this a 10 card slide. And to continue, you'll have the option to use a number of different pre-built templates inside of Gamma. And I've already gone through and modified one of these templates to match the SideHustle branding. So I built that off of one of these templates, which you can see a number of different styles, light, dark theme. You get the picture. And I'm just going to simply go over to custom and customize it with my SideHustle. And so that's just going to add the branded colors and any theme that I've already applied to it. And then I'm going to select generate. Now from generate, it's going to take a minute, and you can see in real time, Gamma is generating an entire presentation for me based on the content that I've given it to give me that first draft that I can edit very quickly, make changes, add links, refine the copy, and update things from here. At this point, I'm going to scroll back to the top. Here's what we've got. We've got SideHustle, redefining entrepreneurship education, a blurb about what the game is here as it relates to that topic, and then addressing the gaps in entrepreneurial skills. Right? So limited exposure, lack of presentation skills, real-world applications through simulation. So I want to make sure that AI is not hallucinating, that I did get all the information out here that's true with the game. And so this is where what we would call the human in the loop is reviewing the process and walking through a presentation like this and then making edits. As you can see, a lot of these images were AI generated. So I could add different images here. I can remove images if I want to, and I could prompt it to provide images for me as well. There's a lot of different ways that you can utilize Gamma, and we've got a bunch of different resources on how you can get started with this, starting with our Gamma Lab workshop from the 2024 Scale with AI Summit, available on our Scale with AI Summit playlist on our YouTube channel. You can walk through how to a deep dive from the Gamma Dream Team, how to make the most out of the outputs here and the different things that you can include, like card templates, smart layouts, basic blocks, all of these things that you can use to customize. But ultimately, the inputs that I provided here are directly going to inform the outputs. And so it's my responsibility as whoever's putting this presentation together to review it and to make sure that it all looks solid before I would go and obviously pitch this to somebody. I would want to make sure that the information is correct and spend some time reviewing that. But to get a customized presentation built out as this first starting point that we can then build from, we're already 80% of the way there, simply from using Perplexity to do some initial research based on our content, that context that we provided, and then Gamma to create that first draft. And then from there, if we want to present, you would simply click present and you are essentially off to the races and able to begin to present your idea in the form of what I would say is a clean, simple, and smooth presentation flow that is containing all the information that we have sourced and curated and provided to Gamma as context. And so the main thing to be aware of when utilizing any generative AI tool and as you're looking to get these ideas out and presenting them is the context that you're bringing in to the AI is of the utmost importance for the processing of the content to producing outputs like you see here. It is your responsibility as the human in the loop or whoever's operating these systems to quality control, to make sure that the information that is being outputted is correct. And this would be the same regardless of using AI or not. Now, it just took us a few minutes to create this draft of a presentation instead of a few hours. And the time saving that goes into the researching and the presenting of these ideas can have a huge impact on you, because I know for me, it's had a huge impact on how I go about the researching of processes, the researching of content, ideas, refining ideas, understanding target markets, creating individual personalized presentations for a very specific segment of the market. It's all made possible now in a fraction of the time that it would have taken before, and much of these types of projects would have been time intensive and in a lot of cases prohibitive, just due to the resources that you may or may not have at your disposal. So I hope you find these combo tools, the Perplexity and the Gamma, put those together. Obviously you can match in some tools like ChatGPT, like Claude, like Gemini, to continue to refine and get more and more granular with the outlines and the content that you'd be creating alongside of a tool like Perplexity. But seeing the power of that research and how to take that research from an idea and get it into something you can present that looks great and gets the idea across in a way that everyone can understand the problem, the solution, and what's the call to action. Simple, effective, and I hope that you find it useful in your AI journey. If you did find that useful or helpful, please let us know with a like, with a share, and with a comment, and let us know what you found maybe most useful, most insightful, or what you'd want to see and learn about next from the world of generative AI as it relates to your innovation and your creativity and the growth of yourself and your business. I'm Darby Rollins, founder of GenAI University.com. Keep calm and AI on. I'll see you in the next video.